There's a problem with America today. There's a real racial division between police and African Americans, drawing a line straight through the country and separating it. Change needs to happen. And as an African American living in today's world and growing up loving police and respecting what they stand for, as well as loving my country, I decided to do a lot of research on this topic on how things can be fixed differently than they're being attempted right now. I know that this is a really touchy subject, and I'm not trying to say I'm on one side or the other, or that one side's right and the other side's wrong. I'm just trying to say, hey, here's a good way that we can at least attempt to fix this. There's two sides to every division. One side of this movement, in this case, is the Black Lives Matter movement. It's an intentional activist movement that is originating in the African American community that campaigns for violence, ending violence towards African Americans. Lately, we've seen a lot of Black Lives Matter movement in the news with police shootings and other different rallies that happen. The second part of this two sides is the Blue Lives Movement. And the Blue Lives Movement is bringing attention to the law enforcement lives that they matter as well. The sign for the Blue Lives Movement is a black flag with a thin blue stripe, meaning that police are that thin blue line separating us from chaos. So what's the problem? The problem is that 70% of African Americans feel like the police do a poor job of being accountable for their misconduct and treatment of others. And this is according to Pew Research that also goes on to say that 57% of African Americans say that they're not being treated well by the police. On the police side, 132 officers this year alone have been killed in action. The Officers Down Memorial.org, which is a government site that helps cast a memory for those officers that are fallen, goes on to tell us that in the month of November alone, 20 officers have died. There are ways to save this country, though, and one way is by learning to celebrate each other's difference. If I see that one of my best friends, Kyle Stokey, is doing something I've never seen before, and it's different from what I believe, I can go with him and learn about that and celebrate it. And it's part of what Heston College stands for. We have kids coming from all across the world, meeting here and learning to grow and like with one another and do just celebration. A couple months ago in Wichita, this happened.
I don't know about you all, but I believe I can speak for my other clergy friends. We are tired of burying not only ours, but also theirs. This is the first step to an open line of communication. This is the first step, but we're going to continue. This is not going to end here.
As we see in the video, they embrace the let's celebrate differences, as well as another point of if we want real change to happen, we need to sit down and talk with each other. And we need to learn to trust in each other and trust in our leaders, as in the case at Wichita, where we saw everyday civilians trusting in the police going, okay, you said you want to sit down, we can do that, let's sit down and talk. This got national attention of something that's really positive going on. It's a real change. And Dictionary.com definition of change is a verb. It's to make the form, nature, content, future course, etc. of something different from what it's or different from what it would be. This is how our world needs to start looking at things. We need to start sitting down and celebrating each other's differences. Like I said, we also need to trust in our leadership. We have, as a country, we have a unique ability to elect who we think can fix things. We also, if they're not doing what we want, we also have the ability to vote them out of office. We also need to start just trusting each other every day of, you're you for you, and I trust that you're gonna be the best you can without looking at me and putting yourself up to me of, okay, I'm on this pedestal, or I'm lower than him because of such and such. You just have to be the best you can be, and I trust that all of us can do that. I'll leave you with the quote from Audre Lorde, who is an author of Our Dead Behind Us, and it's just a book, a collection of poems. She says that it's not our differences that divide us, it's the inability to recognize and accept and celebrate those differences.